Hello, welcome to another episode of the Weeping Prophet by Sister Philomena. So today I will be talking about the teachings about polygamy in the Bible because of a question someone asked me. The person asked, why is it that God didn't say anything to all those people who married more than one wife in the Old Testament, and in the New Testament God is condemning many wives? So because the hearts of men are full of wickedness, and because we are too stubborn to understand what God has been telling us in different ways, it is very necessary to elaborate today's episode, because there are criminals who parade themselves in the name of fake prophets. They are not teaching us the truth. They are not teaching us what they are supposed to teach us. If you want to listen, please listen to the end of this broadcast. It might be a little bit long today, but it will save you from making mistakes. So let me start by saying that God created Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, according to the Bible. You should remember that Eve was the last of God's creation, I would say. God did not just create Eve for creating sake, but to serve a purpose. If you go to the book of Genesis 2, verse 18, God said, then the Lord said, the Bible said, then the Lord said, it is not good for the man to live alone. I will make a suitable companion to help him. Verse 21, God made the man fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, he took out one of the man's ribs and closed up the flesh. Verse 22 now said, he formed the woman out of the rib and brought her to him, meaning to Adam. Then the man recognized Eve immediately, and so it should be to every man and woman on this earth. No marriage is perfect. Even Joseph and Mary had conflict when Mary was found to be pregnant, but because he loved her, he planned to send her away secretly, but God intervened. If you see your Eve, you will know. If you see your Adam, you will also know. So the man said in verse 23, bone from my bone, bones taken from my bones, flesh from my flesh, and named her woman. Do you know what this woman means? Woman, because she was wonderful to behold. Woman, because she was a wonder made from man. They became one, and their nakedness was never a problem. As a married person, you should see the nakedness of only your spouse and no one else. Let us talk about Father Abraham, who had a child from his housemaid, Hagar. But on the request of Sarah, he sent Hagar and her son Ishmael away. Don't forget that he didn't have the conscience to do it. But God supported Abraham. So Abraham sent the little boy Ishmael with his mother Hagar away. I have a question for you here. Do you think Abraham did it in order to make Sarah happy? No. Abraham did it because God supported him. Think of Isaac. He married Rebekah, who gave birth to twins, Jacob and Esau. Then this is where problem really started. The problem that surfaced here was based on parenting, favoritism in the family, having a favorite child. For Isaac, it was Esau because he was a strong man. For Rebekah, it was Jacob. Mommy's pause, always with a mom, knew how to cook like a woman. That talent made his brother to sell his birthright for a pot of soup. The confusion to the instruction of who to marry started in their family. Esau felt cheated out of his inheritance and went and married from the wrong place and the wrong women, who came and dealt with Rebekah with their attitude and behavior. Jacob went to his distant relative and married there. But little did he know that a big surprise was waiting for him. One thing the children of God should know is this: no sin goes unpunished, because he tricked his brother into selling his birthright and also stole his blessings from him. He got a father-in-law that was his equal match. He worked for 14 years for Rachel. How? He worked 7 years to marry Rachel. At the wedding night, when the veil was out, he found out that he was with the wrong woman. The Bible says because he loved Rachel, he agreed to work for 7 extra years for Rachel. I hope I cleared you here. It was a mistake due to punishment he got from God for stealing from his brother. Moses, who led the Israelites out of Egypt, married one wife. Then King David married many wives. He was punished because of one of them, the wife of Uriah, who was killed because of his wife. It was true that King David married many wives, but not as much as King Solomon. Solomon broke the record. World record. I don't know if there's anyone who outnumbered him with a number of wives. When you go to the first book of Kings 11:3, there you will see Solomon had 700 princesses as wives and 300 concubines. The Bible added that his wives made him turn away from God. Marrying more than one wife and having concubine or concubines is a sin. Brother, sister, run away from it. I have a question from you. I have a very good question for you. You remember Moses? He wrote down laws given to us from God. The laws are to guide us humans on the path to worshiping God. If you want to worship God, please, brothers and sisters, worship God in spirit and in truth. If you choose to worship God, you should remember you should do it His way and not your way. There are 2 things which are very, very important to God. 1, laws. In the category laws, you have instructions, you have regulations, and you have orders. 2, obedience. Remember Samuel told King Saul, obedience is better than sacrifice. These 2 things I said are highly prized by God if you choose to serve Him. Don't forget, God gave Moses the 10 commandments, and the 6th commandment said, if you shall not commit adultery. God is just repeating Himself to us because we are hard of hearing and hard to teach. In Genesis 2 verse 18, there He said, let us make for man a companion, not companions. God took 1 rib. Note my words. I said 1 rib from Adam not ribs. Furthermore, the Bible said, Adam said, bone taken from my bones and not bones taken from my bones. Genesis 2 verse 24 then say, that is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united with his wife, and they became one. The Bible did not say a man unites with his wives and all of them will become one. My people of God, stop turning things upside down. Then we came up with divorce in order to get on with our plan B on God. Then we heard what Jesus said about divorce only in the case of infidelity. Do you also notice here that the wisdom of man is nonsense or foolishness before God? God is telling us through his words that Christian marriage is between a man and a woman. And when you sleep with another woman who is not your wife, you have defied that oneness of that body, which of course belongs to you and your wife. The two are no longer one, but more than one. The woman or the man you slept with, of course, slept with another man or woman. So you are definitely sleeping with more than one person. The Bible said, no one can fool God, no matter the excuse you come up with. Before I start for today's broadcast, do you remember what Adam said in Genesis 2 verse 23? I have said it before, but I want to repeat myself in another way. At last, here is one of my own kind, bone taken from my bones, flesh from my flesh. What does this mean? It means that Adam was happy with Eve. It means that Adam was swept off his feet when he saw her. It means that Adam loved her. Brothers and sisters, take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Pray about the bone of your bones and the flesh of your flesh. Don't rush in so that you don't rush out. It is either you do it God's way or you do it your way, but don't forget, whichever way you choose has consequence or rewards. God bless you. Sister Philomena, the Weeping Prophet.